Hello everyone. Now today we will see profit and loss account. First let us discuss what is the meaning of profit and loss account. Profit and loss account is the account which is prepared to calculate the net profit or the net loss of the business for a given accounting period. So as we discussed in trading account is prepared to get the gross profit or gross loss. In the same way, we prepare the profit and loss account, and in profit and loss account, we prepare it to get what is the net profit or net loss in the business. It may be defined as financial statement that matches the gross profit and indirect revenues with indirect expenses during the accounting period to show the net profit or the net loss by the business firm. So what it mean? It means that in profit and loss account, we show gross profit or gross loss. And if I talk about gross profit, so we balance gross profit and indirect revenues with indirect expenses. So here the item which you record is of indirect nature. It is indirect profit and indirect loss. According to Professor Carter, profit and loss account is the account into which all gains and losses are calculated in order to ascertain the excess of gain over the losses or vice versa. So here what is your target? Your target is to get excess of profit or excess of loss over as compared to the previous year. Profit and loss account is prepared after the trading account has been closed. It starts with the gross profit transferred from the trading account. So once you finish your trading account, then you start with profit and loss account, and you transfer all the gross profit from the trading account to the profit and loss account. Gross profit and all indirect revenues are credited to the profit and loss account. So this gross profit, it is transferred to the credit side of profit and loss account. Along with this, all the revenues, indirect revenues, are also recorded on credit side. Similarly, the gross loss or all indirect expenses are debited to this account. The difference of the two sides of the account is either net profit or the net loss. If the total of credit side exceeds the total of debit side, there is a net profit. So as we seen in trading account, if the difference on credit side is more, then it gives me gross profit. Similarly, if difference on credit side in profit and loss account is more, then it will give me net profit. In the case the total of the debit side is greater than the total of credit side, the difference represents the net loss. Net profit or the net loss is transferred to the capital account. Profit and loss account is a nominal account. So once we get what is the gross profit or gross loss, then we will transfer it to the capital account. Where it is in the balance sheet, we will see afterwards. The profit and loss account are required for the following reasons. So what is the purpose why we prepare the profit and loss account? So these are the reasons. First is knowledge of net profit or the net loss. So profit and loss account provide information about the net profit earned or the net loss suffered by the business during a given accounting period. It shows the net outcome of the business operations, and every businessman wanted to know this result. So why this profit and loss account is prepared? So for the knowledge of net profit or net loss, we wanted to know what is the net profit or net loss in a given year. For that we prepare this profit and loss account. Second need is for comparison of the profit of the previous year. So the net profit calculated from the profit and loss account for a particular accounting year can be compared with the net profit of the previous year. Such comparison is helpful in judging whether the efficiency of business is increasing or decreasing. So the second step or the second reason why we prepare this profit and loss account is to compare. Here we compare the profit of the previous year. Okay, so last year what was the net profit? We wanted to compare what is the net profit this year. Okay, if the net profit is increasing, that means efficiency of the business is improving. And third, to control over the expenses. An analysis of the various expenses included in the profit and loss account and their comparison with the expenses of the previous year is helpful in expressing effective control or exercising effective control over the expenses. So basically these are the three reasons why we prepare profit and loss account. First, to know the net profit or loss for the current year. Second, for comparison, to compare with the previous years. And third, to exercise control, to control over the expenses. Okay. Now let us see the format of this profit and loss account. So profit and loss account, the heading is profit and loss account for the year ending. Okay, so and so. On debit side, you start with gross loss. Okay, if there is a loss, then this will be the first item. If there is no loss, then okay. So gross loss, if it is there, it is the first item and it is transferred from the trading account. Then we have office and administrative expenses. So to office and administrative expenses, now what are the different items that are coming under office and administrative expenses are rent, rates and taxes, office salaries, printing and stationery, office lighting, postage and telegraph. So what are all these things? Rent, rates and taxes means whatever rent you are paying for your office. Okay, that you include here. If you are giving some salaries to the office staff, it is included. Printing and stationery. So any printing work you are doing, any stationery you are utilizing, their charges are included here. Okay, this is not directly related with your product, means it is related, but indirectly it is related, right? Office lighting, you are in the office, for that you are using electricity. Postage and telegraph, you are sending letters to different persons related with business only, but this is again a part of indirect expense. Telephone charges, okay, again yes, calling to different persons is involved, that charges. Legal charges, okay, you are a businessman, so for some legal difficulties you hire some what we can say that some lawyer, and for that you are paying charges. Your audit fees, your accounts you are audited by the competent persons, so for them you are paying charges. You are taking insurance, okay, for your office or something, that is included here. General expenses, repair and renewals, if you are doing some repair work, office conveyance, charity, establishment expenses. Now office conveyance means the amount which you are paying for your persons to coming and going from the office. If from business point of view, or from your business you are doing some charity. Establishment expenses, stable expenses, license fees, upkeep of cars and motors, loss by fire and theft, depreciation of asset. So all these coming under office and administrative expenses. Next category which include is selling and distribution expenses. So in selling and distribution, for selling we do advertisement, carriage outward. Now carriage inward, it is included in trading account because their raw material we are bringing to the godown or bringing to the factory, but carriage outward, here the finished products we are sending to the retailers. So carriage outward, this is indirect expense. Godown rent, sundry trade expense, traveling expense, brokerage, export duty, packing expense, entertainment expense, agent's commission, storage, salesman salary and commission. Bad debt. What is bad debt? Bad debt means you are not getting your money back. Okay, you sell something to your customer and customer now is not paying, so it become a bad debt. Provision for bad and doubtful debt. So these all expenses, they all come under the heading of your selling and distribution expenses. Then financial expenses, that is interest on loan, interest on overdraft. You pay interest on loan if you have taken loan, so you pay interest for that. if there is any overdraft means in your account money was not there, but the bank help you, okay, to honor your check. So interest on overdraft, bank charges, bill discountings, interest on debentures, loss of exchange, discount allowed, interest on capital. These are all come under the financial expenses. Then third category is to extraordinary expenses and abnormal losses. So goods lost in transit, lost by fire, cash defalcations, loss of sales of assets, loss on the sales of assets, net profit. So all these are the abnormal expenses or abnormal losses. Again, goods lost in transit. So suppose goods are transferring from one place to another place, and some goods lost by fire, cash defalcation. So suppose some of your employees have made some disappropriation of the cash. They have used that cash and they have not included, they have not told to the office. That is cash defalcation, what we say gaban in Hindi. Okay, loss on sales of asset, there is some loss of asset, and all these kind of expenses which is one kind is a loss for the company. They are all included in the extraordinary expenses. Now on credit side, if we see, then if there is a gross profit, so the gross profit is included on the credit side. And then revenue incomes. So in revenue income, like a discount received, commission received, non-operating expenses like some interest I received, some dividend I received some rent, there is some apprenticeship that I received, premium, income from other sources, miscellaneous repairs, miscellaneous receipts. So any other kind of receipt that I am getting. So any kind of income that I am getting which is not directly related with the sale of the goods is coming under non-operating incomes. Abnormal gains. Now there is some abnormal gain like profit on sale of a fixed asset. I sold some fixed asset, I get some profit on it. Profit on sale of investment, bad debt recovered. Okay, I was in view that key from so and so person, I'm not going to recover my money back, but suppose I recovered it, so it is a bad debt recovered. Net loss transferred to the capital account. And last entry is suppose on the two sides, if the debit side is more than the credit side, then there will be net loss which I will write on this credit side. And finally this net loss I will transfer to the capital account. And if there is a credit side is more than debit side, then there will be a net profit, and net profit I will write on this debit side. Now let us understand a few of the topics which we are included here in detail. So how to prepare the profit and loss account? The main item which appear in the profit and loss account are given below. First is office and administrative expenses. These include the expenses. These expenses are incurred on day-to-day administration of the business. These include office rent, office lighting, office salaries, insurance, postage and telegram, stationery and printing, audit fees, legal expenses, telephone charges, rates and taxes, general expenses, depreciation on the fixed assets, etc. These are all shown on the debit side of the profit and loss account. So again and again you read all these items so that you are clear that if you see any particular item, then where you have to include it. Then we have selling and distribution expenses. So these include expenses like promoting sales and on distributing of the goods sold. So this consists of advertisement, go down rent, storage expenses, carriage outward, salary to the staff, commission on sales, brokerage, packing and forwarding expenses, export duty, delivery van expenses, bad debt, provision for bad debt and doubtful debt, etc. So if you see most of the item, you are easy to identify whether it is of indirect nature or direct nature, and accordingly you can enter. Third category is financial expenses. So these expenses are incurred on obtaining the fund to carry out the business, like discount allowed, interest on the loan and debentures, discounting charges on the bills discounted, bank charges, etc. are examples of such kind of expenses. Then there is some abnormal loss that also we include. So these refers to the loss which do not occur regularly: stock destroyed by the fire, goods lost in transit, loss of sales of the fixed asset, etc. are the examples of such losses. All the above items are recorded on debit side of the profit and loss account. All outstanding expenses are added, and all expenses paid in advance are deducted from the above expenses. Item recorded on the credit side of the profit and loss account are as under. So here on debit side, if any outstanding expense is there, that I will debit, and if there is any prepaid expenses there, that I will subtract. Okay, prepaid means I already have paid from the coming period. Okay, now on the credit side, first item to include is gross profit. Yes, gross profit, it is transferred from the trading account. Now gross profit, from where you get gross profit, you get gross profit from trading account. If you have no gross profit, then you will not write anything. Revenue, income, these are income which arise of the ordinary course of business and related to the current period only. So discount received, commission received, etc. are the examples of revenue income. So revenue income which you are getting, which is not directly related with the business. Second, non-trading incomes. Non-trading income, these income arise from non-trading activities of the firm. These include interest on investment, dividend received, rent income from property, etc. And abnormal gain, so this refers to the income like profit on the sale of investment, profit on sale of fixed asset, etc. So all the income incurred but not received are added, and all income received in advance are debited from the above items. So this thing you keep in mind, that if any income accrued but you have not received it, but okay, that income is for the coming financial year, that you will include. And if you have got any advance income, so then that income you will debit. Now let us see examples, few examples. Third example is, following is the trial balance. Again you have given a trial balance of Sohan Lal on 31st December 2018. Prepare the trading account and profit and loss account. Now in trading account, there are many items that you include in trading account. In trial and balance, there are many items that you include in trading account. Some item you include in profit and loss account, and some item you include in the balance sheet. So in the previous examples, we have seen trial balance, but there most of the items they included is for trading account only. But here in this example, we may get a few items which are for profit and loss account and few for balance sheet. Okay, so one by one we will see and mark it. Like first, stock in hand. Stock in hand means opening balance. So opening balance, where it will go? It will go in your trading account. And on which side it will go? It will go on debit side. Okay, then capital account. So capital account we have not seen so far. Cash in hand, no. Cash in bank, no. Machinery, no. Features and fittings, no. Then the next item we know is purchases. Now purchases, where we write it in trading account, and again it will be debited. Wages, again it is trading account and it will be debited. Fuel and power, trading account on debit side. Factory lighting, again it is for factory, so trading account, debit side. Now office salary. So office salary, this item you will say that office salary, it is profit and loss account. So P, I will say profit and loss account, and it is salary, so you will debit it. Discount allowed. Now discount allowed, again to customer you have allowed discount, so this is again on profit and loss account on the debit side. Discount received, now this is profit and loss account, but it is on credit side. Office expenses, so any office expense, it will come under profit and loss account on debit side. Advertising expense, profit and loss account on debit side. Sales, so sales is what? Sales you will write in trading account. So this will go in trading account and it is on credit side. Sundry debtor and sundry creditor. So sundry debtor and sundry creditor we have not seen so far. So these are the items that we will include in trading account and profit and loss account. Now the items which we have not marked here may be the part of balance sheet that we will see afterward. Okay, so now closing stock, something else it is given. Closing stock on 31st December 2018 was valued 27,000. So closing stock, where you write this closing stock, you write this closing stock on closing stock here with a trading account on the credit side. Provide depreciation on machinery at 5%, on furniture and features 10%, and salary outstanding amounted 2000. Okay, now depreciation on machinery. So depreciation we have seen that it should be included where? Profit and loss account. Okay, profit and loss account on debit side. So this item depreciation or furnitures and fittings, their amount we know, so it's a depreciation we will include here. And salary outstanding amount is 2000. We have to give this salary, so this is again in profit and loss account on debit side. So this is additional information I will say. So additional information, generally they have two entries. So as we have not learned balance sheet, when we learn balance sheet then we will see how it is two entry. Two entry means these entries, they are included in trading account or profit and loss account, and along with it they are also included in balance sheet. Okay, so and balance sheet, some of the items, so accordingly when they will come we will see how to do it. Now here in this example we have already marked which item to be included where. Once you mark like this with pencil, then it is easy for you to prepare the trading account and profit and loss account. So let us first begin with trading account of Mr. Sohan Lal for the year ended December 31st 2018. If you remember the items, then you can directly start. Opening stock, we know that there was opening stock of 20,000 we have written. Purchase we have written. Wages we have written. Fuel and power, factory lighting. So we have included these items up to factory lighting we have included. Yes, okay. Then on credit side we have sales and closing stock. So at the end here we have given closing stock that we have written. So now on this side it is 5,27,000, and on this side if you calculate, so for that let me open the calculator. So on this side it is 20,000 plus 1,50,000, 1,50,000 plus 1 lakh plus 30,000 plus 2,000. So total 3,02,000, 3,02,000, and here my sales is 5,27,000. So which side is more? This credit side is more. So 5,27,000. Okay. So two differences of 2,25,000. So this 2,25,000 is what? 2,25,000 is your gross profit. So you will write to gross profit transfer to the profit and loss account, and this amount is 2,25,000. So now you total it, its total you will get 5,27,000, and here also it is 5,27,000. Now it is balancing. Now in this transaction you find that there is a gross profit. So now when you prepare profit and loss account, so here the heading profit and loss account for the year ended 31st 2018. Now here this gross profit you will transfer here 2,25,000. Then the other expenses are like salary, we have seen salary, and in adjustment you have seen that 2,000 is outstanding. So that 2,000 you will add on this side, and the total final amount you will write here. Then you have discount allowed, you have allowed some discount. There was some office expenses, advertisement expenses. Then as we discussed here, depreciation we have to count. So depreciation on machinery. So the cost of machinery, see here, the cost of machinery, it is given first, second, third, fourth, fifth item. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. 60,000 is the cost of machinery. You count 5% of it. So 5 upon 100. So 0 0 cancel, and 6 5 is 30. So 3,000. So 3,000 is your expense on machinery, depreciation on machinery. So depreciation on machinery is 3,000. Similarly, depreciation on furniture and fittings you will count, you add them, and this is total depreciation. Now on profit side we have gross profit that we have included, and there is some discount received. So these two items, they total up to like 28,000. On the debit side we will calculate, and the difference difference, surely it will come 56,640. So this 56,640 is your net profit that will transfer to the capital account. So this net profit, you have to transfer it to the capital account. Now this total and this total is balance. This is 2,28,000. Okay. So we have understood the trading account and we have understood the profit and loss account. Now let us see distinction what they have given. So purpose, so trading account purpose is to ascertain the gross profit, and here profit and loss account, here the purpose is to ascertain the net profit. Sequence prepared before the profit and loss account, yes, definitely trading account prepared first, and here profit and loss account, it is prepared after the trading account. Main content, what is the main content? So content are opening stock, closing stock, purchases and sales, wages. So few important points, few important items that are included we have mentioned here, and main content here it is like gross profit or gross loss, office expenses, salaries, insurance, discount, etc. Transfer of balance, so in trading account the balance is transferred to profit and loss account, and in profit and loss account the balance is transferred to the balance sheet. Okay, adjustment of closing stock they have given. It means the unsold stock at the end, what stock is remaining at the end of the unsold stock of the accounting year. The following adjustment entries are used. Closing stock account is debited to trading account. Now what it indicate to you? It indicate that in your trading account you will write this closing stock on the credit side. Okay, closing stock appear as the asset in the balance sheet, and in your balance sheet this closing stock you will include in the asset side. So it is included in the asset and the balance sheet. Next year it is carried forward as the opening stock, and we know that this closing stock is opening stock for the next year. Okay, so yes, today we have understood what is profit and loss account. Okay, so revise this, and in the next class we will see balance sheet. Thank you.